This week on Geek Crash Course, I don't know, I guess we're covering the date Friday the 13th. I guess Friday the 13th this week. I'm just going to play some football, probably. I know Diana's at some summer camp, Camp Arctic Pond, or Camp Clear River, or Crystal Lake. Oh boy.
Friday the 13th is a slasher movie from 1980, but has spawned a horror series that lives on today.
There are 12 movies in the franchise, plus a TV show, books, comics, merchandise, and some pretty sweet Halloween costumes. In the original Friday the 13th, we learn that Jason Voorhees attended Camp Crystal Lake as a child in 1958, but he tragically drowned because the counselors of the camp were doing other things.
Camp Crystal Lake is reopening in 1980, and someone is killing off the counselors one by one.
The characters of the original Friday the 13th aren't particularly important because they all die, except for one girl, Alice.
All you need to know is that they're a bunch of sex-crazed teenagers who are getting brutally murdered by a psycho with a machete.
That psycho turns out to be Mrs. Voorhees, Jason's mother, who's killing camp counselors in retribution for her son's death.
At the end of the movie, the one surviving girl kills Mrs. Voorhees in self-defense, and we learn that Jason's body was never found after the drowning. Dun dun dun!
The Friday the 13th that the title references is in June, the date that Camp Crystal Lake reopens in 1980. Friday the 13th was so popular that it spawned a bevy of sequels, beginning with
Friday the 13th, Part 2. Alice, the girl that survived from the first film, is brutally murdered for killing Mrs. Voorhees by the adult Jason, who never actually died. He was just hiding. Anyway, more sex-crazed teenagers come back to the camp, and Jason kills them. Also, he wears a bag on his head.
Friday the 13th Part 3 is when Jason finally gets his iconic hockey mask. We learn he's pretty seriously deformed under there, which is why he wants to hide his face. Also, he's a psycho killer guy, you know. More kids go into the woods, there's more death, and at the end of the movie, Jason is revealed to be dead.
Friday the 13th, the final chapter, Part 4. Surprise! Jason's not really dead, but by the end of the movie, he's actually dead. Also, more killing.
Part 5. No Jason. Pass.
Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. Jason is dug up from his grave and struck by lightning, reanimating him and inexplicably giving him super undead human powers. The original camp is renamed because of bad press and reopens. Somehow, no one thought this was a bad idea. Jason gets trapped in the lake he originally drowned in because of some folklore myth stuff.
Anyway, Part 7, The New Blood. Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. And Part 9, Jason Goes to Hell the Final Friday. They basically just involve Jason repeatedly getting killed, coming back from the dead, killing some horny teenagers, usually around Camp Crystal Lake. Don't worry about it.
Fun fact, the Final Friday was not in fact the Final Friday.
But it said the Final Friday.
In Part 10, Jason X, there is now a research facility at Crystal Lake. Jason goes to space and becomes a murdering cyborg. I swear.
Part 11 is Freddy vs. Jason, a crossover between the Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street franchises. Freddy, from Nightmare on Elm Street, retrieves Jason from hell, seriously, and they tag team for some slice and dice of, more teenagers. Eventually they have a slasher lover spat and go after each other, like you do.
2009's Friday the 13th was a reboot of the whole thing because after cyborgs and slasher crossovers, there's not really anything left to do. It basically takes the story of Jason from the first 4 movies and condenses it into one. Also, death. 8 actors have portrayed Jason over the course of the franchise. Homework. Watch the original Friday the 13th from 1980 because it's the original.
Part 6, Jason Lives, is a fan favorite, especially for its use of humor, though some critics didn't like it because of Jason's implausible resurrection. Guys, come on.
Freddy vs. Jason is a fun crossover if you're a fan of both franchises.
You can definitely avoid parts 7, 8, and 9, though. They're completely skippable, they're lame, they're kind of tired, and they're really uninventive.
Part 10, Jason in space, being a cyborg. Come on, guys.
No.
Your mileage may vary on the 2009 reboot. I like it because it's your traditional Friday the 13th, but you have a more actual story in the movie, and it has more of a modern feel to it, but it's not for everyone. 300 gallons of fake blood were used in Freddy vs. Jason.
What's your favorite installment of the Friday the 13th franchise? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe above for future episodes.
If you have any questions, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and our website, geekcrashcourse.com.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week
on Geek Crash Course.
You need to be careful with that. No, more careful than that. More careful. More careful. Oh, more careful. More careful. Oh, more careful.
And they haven't made, like, they made 12
They haven't made a Friday the 13th, 13th.
Yes.
Friday the 13th, 13th.
Yes.
Boom.
Friday the 13th.
Hasn't
Guys,
happened.
get on this.
Hire me to do it.